Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? No Zoop for you here, and taking a break from World of Warships content today, I wanted to make a video about another hobby of mine, something I really enjoy, something I collect. And most of you that follow me on Twitter know that I am a huge Star Wars fan. Love Star Wars to death, part of the 501st, everything. Well, I also collect autographs. I've been collecting them since I was a little kid, just sending off to various actors. And back then in the 90s, it was a little easier to get autographs. I got a James Earl Jones autograph through the mail. Granted, it wasn't Star Wars related. He was just in a suit. Just numerous other autographs. It's a little different today. The autograph scene has changed a little bit. And, you know, some of the bigger name stars are a lot more reluctant to sign autographs. So this video is just going to be about beginning your autograph collection if you want to collect autographs, how to get into the hobby, what you should look for, and just how to start. So first and foremost, the thing you need to know the most about autographs is it is not safe buying off eBay. Even if an item says that it has a certified hologram or certificate of authenticity, half the time that means nothing. It has to be from a reputable company like Beckett or something like that. Something where you can actually trace the serial number, input it in, and determine that the autograph is indeed real. For myself, I absolutely love Star Wars Autograph Universe. That is my go-to for autographs, especially Star Wars related autographs, because as the name implies, Star Wars Autograph Universe specializes in Star Wars autograph. But you can kind of see by the signees flashing in front of your screen that it's not just Star Wars. You've got Chris Pratt, Kate Blanchett, numerous actors and actresses that are across the big movie spectrum. So you've got Marvel, you've got DC Universe, you've got Star Wars, all these great talents. So I just kind of want to walk you through the Star Wars Autograph Universe website, show you some of the things about it, and then go into my own collection and things that I have learned over the past couple years purchasing autographs through Star Wars Autograph Universe and other websites online that provide the opportunity for you to get these. So first and foremost, I would suggest following Star Wars Autograph Universe on Twitter and on Facebook, because you will get notifications about when they have signees. And some of these signees are rare. They had Natalie Portman a little while ago. It was thought that she might never ever sign, but they secured a deal with her. But if you want her autograph, you're gonna have to pony up a pretty penny. And that's the other thing. You need to set yourself a budget, because some of these autographs can get very expensive depending on who is signing them. So if you go to autograph signings and click on current signings, you'll see that right now there are a lot of individuals signing for Star Wars Autograph Universe. A lot of big names as well. So depending on what universe you follow, whether it be Star Wars, whether it be DC, whether it be Harry Potter, because you've got the Phelps twins right here, or Doctor Who with Billy Piper, you're covered. And right now, with all the cons going on, the cool thing about all the Comic Cons going on is SWAU works with them, and they're able to get some of these signatures through those events. But sometimes they pop up real quick, and you got to get on them because they do, in fact, sell out. And you can see right here, for me, this is kind of one that got away. I wish that I had purchased Chris Hemsworth autograph back when he was signing. $250 for him, in my opinion, is not that bad at all. So that's just one of the ones that I wish I did get. You've got other individuals up here like Chris Pratt. He's a little more expensive. And, you know, we're talking about price once again. You look at Chris Pratt, and he's $350 for an autograph. And some of you out there might not think that's worth it. And some of you might think that's a steal. Someone that I really like that just popped up here the other day is Tamura Morrison, who played Boba Fett. And I've purchased his autograph through SWAU before. However, at the time when I did it, it was for a Comic-Con. It was just a very quick signing, and inscriptions and names sold out fast. So I was only able to get it with his signature. Well, he's signing again, and this is a chance for me to get something that I really want this time with an inscription I want. So I'm going to walk you through the purchase process right here, and we'll use Tamora Morrison as an example. Over here on the left, you see the sizes that he's signing. Over here on the right are your choices. You can get a Funko Pop signed. I steer away from signed Funko Pops just because I don't know. I used to collect Funko Pops, and now I'm trying to get rid of all of them. I think they are the modern equivalent of Beanie Babies. That's just me right now. So on the pre-order option, they provide photos. Sometimes you can send them in. For this, you can't because this is a very tight time schedule. So you'll click on provided photo, and it gives you options right here. So you get to choose your photo size. I chose an 11 by 14 just because, you know, 8 by 10s are good if you don't have a lot of room, but I'm shifting towards 11 by 14s just because they're a little bigger. They're just nicer overall. Over here on the left is where you pick the photo that you want, and it gives you photo IDs. So I'm going to click on the menu that opens it up, and you can see right here there are a ton of photos for Tamora Morrison. A lot of high quality photos, and this is something you got to pay attention to when you select your photo, because not all photos are equal. And I know they provide a lot of options, but you can see right here, this one in the center of the screen, not the best photo quality right here. And I've made that mistake in the past, purchasing a photo that I thought was going to look real nice, and in the end it turned up just too dark. And that was with Ewan McGregor, and you know, that's a $350 autograph right there. So, you know, there's a little bit of thought that goes into the process of choosing these autographs, because you can very easily wind up with something that you are not pleased with or you're not proud of. And I'll talk about that in a little bit as well. So moving down, you can see there are a ton of photos. You've got some of his Jango Fett stuff. You got some Book of Boba Fett stuff. Just plenty of options right here for anything you might want. Another thing to think of is you've got photos of him with Ming-Na Wen. You can have multiple signatures on a photo, and in fact, SWAU will handle that for you if they have that individual signing. So you can tell them to hold it and pay for the other signature, and bam, you've got a dual signature. So this would be a cool one for a dual signature. But that's not the one I chose. I'm going to scroll down to the one I did choose. I chose this one over here with him shooting Bib Fortuna. I just absolutely love this shot. It looks great. So you see right here, you've got the photo ID. You just copy that, you bring it over, and you pop that into the photo ID. Now, another important thing to think about is the ink color. And you might think, well, ink color? What? There's lots of different colors I can use? Yes, literally anything and everything you can think of, you've got colors for. From blue to pink to silver Sharpie to gold Sharpie to paint pens. And this is another aspect that you would not think requires a lot of thought that actually does. Because you can easily request a color that just does not jive. For instance, you know, think of choosing black on this photo that I want right here. It would not pop up that well. So for this one, I chose yellow paint pen because I think that it would pop on this. Yellow is a color associated with Boba Fett. So, and it's not a color I've seen used with these photos that often. Most people opt for green, kind of a slime green color, which also looks good. So I chose yellow. You go back to this page, you type in yellow paint pen, because you want a paint pen, and really you don't have an option. I mean, it's going to be a paint pen either way. Now you have a variety of add-ons. You see right here the cost is $115. If you want a character name, that's going to up the price. Now sometimes it's just a small fee. On your bigger name actors, you're going to look at huge premiums. Well, some actors you could be paying an extra $100 for their character name. You have the option for a personalization. If you want it to say to whoever, to Zoop, you can put that on there. That will add to the price as well. And another thing to think about, if you want to sell that photo in the future, you might be in for an issue because you're either going to have to get the signature removed, which is going to cost money, or, you know, just find someone with your same name. So I've got some autographs that are made out to me. I did that in the early days. Do I regret that? Not necessarily. It's nice having a couple things personalized. But some of the bigger name autographs, you might not want to do that because in the future, you might want to sell it. And there's nothing wrong with selling the autographs you collect. There's nothing wrong at all. This is just like any other commodity. One day you might just say, well, I'm shifting focus. I don't want to do Marvel anymore. I want to do Star Wars. So I'm going to sell my Chris Pratt autograph, and I really want a Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor signed photo. So people's taste shift. You might decide you want a different photo of the signee, different autograph, or you met them at a con, so you just don't need that autograph anymore. And there's always someone out there willing to pick it up. So personalization is one of those things you need to think about. And lastly, quote. And this is cool too, and that does add more cost. And again, for certain actors and actresses, you're looking at a huge premium for those. Some of them you can be paying an extra $300 for, if they even do quotes. So, Tamora Morrison, not that expensive to add a quote, which is kind of nice. Down here, you've got the character name. So, obviously, Boba Fett. If you're doing a different movie like Aquaman, which they have photos for, you might choose his name in that movie. So there are different options for that. Now for the quote, this is another thing that you need to think about. I use this. They have a quote that's allowable up to 8 words. I'm a simple man making his way through the galaxy. That is definitely not 8 words. It's more than that, but I just threw it in there to try because it's such an iconic quote that he made in The Mandalorian, and it's such an iconic quote that his father, Jango Fett, also played by him, made, and I just really wanted that. I contacted SWAU. They were really awesome about that. They said, okay, we'll give it a try. Give us a backup just in case. So I said, okay, how about this armor belonged to my father? Because that's another cool quote that he said in The Mandalorian, and the armor did belong to his father, Jango Fett. And there you have it. You add it to the cart, and you are on your way to having yourself a Tamora Morrison autograph for $165 plus shipping. Plenty of options to pay for it. There's Affirm, which allows you to pay in installments. Some of the bigger name autographs you might not have the money for right away to pay for, but over time you can go ahead and pay for those. I think Ewan McGregor, I set it up, I was paying like $20 a month or something, because it's a $350 autograph. That's the most expensive autograph, $300 autograph. That is the most expensive autograph I've paid for, because, I got kids, I got a lot of stuff going on. So a lot of the autographs I have aren't kind of that high dollar autograph, which is fine. You don't have to get the big names out there, especially if you like the smaller names. For instance, I've got Katie Sackhoff as Bo-Katan, and she actually personalized mine because I requested that. Not an expensive autograph. And some of these actors and actresses, they might get big one day, or bigger. You never know. But you can see right here, you've got some really cool names. Bryce Dallas Howard, I've got her autograph in line, so as soon as she starts signing, that's going to be on the way. I chose her because I think she's an amazing director. The photo I chose is actually of her directing her episode of Mandalorian that she directed. So I'm looking forward to that showing up. Let's see what else I've got waiting here. I don't think I have anything else I'm waiting on right now, but you can see there's a lot of characters that you can do an ensemble autograph for. You've got Palm right here. You could do her with Chris Pratt. Just lots of options. And these are the most signees that I have seen for SWAU recently. So it's really cool, really good options to start your collection off, and you're ordering from a place that is secure, it's safe, and these are authentic autographs, so you're getting the real deal. And on every autograph you get from them, you get a hologram that you can track the autograph through, and they just revamped their holograms too, so they have a serial number. Another cool thing they do is they do online autograph verification, and here's just their hologram right here. So if you wanted to, if you wanted to verify that the autograph you have is authentic, you just enter it in right here, and it'll pop up and it'll tell you yes or no. So that's very cool right there, especially if you go to sell it in the future. People can check the legitimacy. They also do online autograph verification. So if you got an autograph like me when you're younger, and I'm going to submit my James Earl Jones just to see, they will review it, they'll look at it and tell you what their opinion is, if they are certain it's authentic, if it's most likely authentic, or if it's not authentic. And of course, you know, the only way to tell for sure would be see it in person, to see if the ink is real or actually on the item. They do grading as well, so another cool thing there. Here's their past signees. So they've had some really cool signees in the past. They've had Harrison Ford. Again, I talked about Natalie Portman, Robert Downy Jr. You know, these are premium signees right here. You're looking at $700 for these individuals. But again, people thought Natalie Portman might never sign. Robert Downy Jr. did his for charity. Harrison Ford was a while ago. Again, expensive if you want his, but if he ever signs again, I no doubt will be getting on that and, you know, paying over several years if I can. Tom Hiddleston, he signed along with Owen Wilson. You could have had a dual photo if you wanted to, with both of them for their roles in Loki. Very cool. Diego Luna. I mean, just a ton of very famous Marvel and other universe characters. Timothy Oliphant, I got his signature on a Mandalorian photo. Rosario Dawson, I've got her as Ahsoka Tano. Sophia DiMartino. Now here's a thing right here. I was kicking myself because I did not get her autograph. You know, she played Sylvie in Loki, and she sold out fast, and her autograph was not expensive, about $100. Well, every now and then, SWAU will sell stuff that they have on hand, which is nice because sometimes you miss out. And when you miss out, sometimes you're kicking yourself, like me. So you just go to their inventory right here, and you can see right here all the current autographs they have on hand. Natalie Portman, again, you know, you're going to be paying a lot. And here's the Loki cast that I was talking about. And Sophia, she sold out again. There's nothing available that you can get for her, which, you know, doesn't surprise me. I think she's up and coming. I think we're going to see her premiums go up in the future. Maybe. You never know. You never know. Robert Downy Jr., really cool signings. And, you know, it starts off at the most expensive and goes all the way down to the least expensive. So, at the bottom of the spectrum, if you just want to get in to the hobby, there's some items here. Like, I've got an Andy Bradford autograph, $30. He was in the original Star Wars trilogy. $30 for him. Lieutenant Tanbris, he's the one that was walking with Vader talking about the attack on the Death Star. Is he extremely famous? No, he's a known actor, but it's a piece of Star Wars history right there, and you can get in on that. Another thing that SWAU has started doing, they've started doing mystery boxes. I wasn't able to get one. They only had 100. I was inputting my PayPal information, and the one I had in cart was gone like that. I mean, it sold out in a matter of a minute. So these are going to be cool. You know, people have got cool stuff out of them, and I hope in the future they start doing more. I'm certain they will. So hopefully next time I'll be able to get one. Now, before I end this, I want to talk about some of my own autographs and things I've learned. Again, you know, I talked about signature color in the past. Signature color is one of those things that you really need to think about and take the photo into account. And I'm going to use my Gina Carano autograph as an example of that. Found a lovely picture of her from The Mandalorian that I liked. You know, she's kind of chilling back. You can see here, relaxing. A very blue photo. So I'm like, well, you know what? A blue autograph would look great on this. And in my mind, I'm thinking, you know, a very neon baby blue type color. Of course, in the actual color, I put light blue. Well, there is a difference between light blue and baby blue. Baby blue would have popped on this photo. Light blue still looks nice on this photograph, but it kind of gets lost in some of the trees in this picture. So, am I 100% happy with this photo? No, I'm not. I would say I'm 80% happy. I love the photo. She's got a beautiful, huge autograph. You know, not all signers sign as big and as bold as others. And let's face it, some autographs just look hideous. And if you don't want to collect someone's autograph because you don't like how it looks, that's fine too. Gina Carano's, though, is nice, big, bold. She's a good signer. So had this been baby blue or even white or a silver color, it would have popped a lot more. So something I learned in getting this photograph. I told you about the Ewan McGregor photograph that was too dark. I wound up resenting that photo, and I actually opted to sell that one and get one through a different company. No knock on Star Wars Autograph Universe, because it was not their fault. It was my fault. I just chose a picture that did not work out. Other autographs I got through them were Ian McDiarmid, who played the Emperor. Awesome photo with crossed lightsabers in front of him. I thought silver would look great. I didn't take into account where he would likely be signing, and that's another thing. You don't always have a choice in where individuals sign their autographs. So he signed right on the lightsabers, which is a white area. I chose silver. Now, is it horrible? No, the silver actually looks pretty cool there, especially from angles. It pops really neat. However, something like a red would have looked a lot better there, or even black would have looked better. But again, Ian McDiarmid's someone who signs a lot. His autographs aren't that expensive. You have a chance to get those if you want them. And he's a really cool signer. And, you know, the Emperor and Darth Sidious is just an iconic character. So I'm happy with that autograph. I have no issues with it. In the future, if I can get a dual one with Hayden Christensen or someone, I might do that. Other autographs that I got, Timothy Oliphant, I talked about him. You know, his signature, a little different. Not going to say it's ugly or anything, but he's a character I really enjoyed. I loved him in Justified. I should have probably got a Justified photo with him signing it. But again, I picked a photo where he was kind of the focus, and there is plenty of blank space to the right, and this goes down to not knowing where they're going to sign. I figured that a gold signature to the right of that would have looked pretty good. He signed right on his character. No fault of his, no fault of Star Wars Autograph Universe, just totally luck of the draw. And, you know, the signature kind of got lost in the photo a little bit. So these are all things you need to think about when you're purchasing your autograph, because you don't want to wind up with one that you're not happy with, especially if you're paying for a lot of money for it. But again, like I said, the fortunate thing is there is a huge market for this stuff, and you can always sell it in the future if you don't like it. And in most circumstances, you're going to get pretty much what you paid for it. You know, maybe lose out 10, 15 bucks, which, let's face it, that's not that bad. So I realize this video has gone long, but I wanted to get it out there because this is something I really enjoy, and it's not as simple as just picking an autograph and selecting it. There's a lot of thought that goes into it. There are a lot of dangers in collecting autographs, especially if you're not going through someone reputable, and I'd hate for someone out there to pay a ton of money for what they think is something special, and it just turns out to be Billy Bob out in the back signing photos and passing them off as real, sending a fake certificate of authenticity that he printed off his printer. You know, that is not cool. And companies like Star Wars Autograph Universe are the ones that make sure that that does not happen. And I'm glad they're out there. So maybe in the future I'll do a little more of these videos. I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed talking about this. I realize now that this video has gone on to like 24 minutes, which that's long even for my videos. So hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something out of it. And I will catch you all later. Zoop out.